Hi y'all, my name's Michelle and I'm 55. I currently live on the big island of Hawaii. That's Hawaii Island, if you didn't know. And I grew up though most of my life in Texas. Sorry about that. I live in an HOA, so there's traffic and neighbors and all that kind of stuff. I'm not out in the country anywhere. But I wanted to start this YouTube channel as a way for me, one, to document my journey to homesteading, and also to show others that there are things that you can do that even though you don't have property, there are things you can do that you can still have a homestead no matter where you live. You could be in an apartment, you could be in a townhouse, you could be in a community like I am, or you could have a small plot of land, half acre, acre, whatever. But anyway, the name of my channel is Faith-Filled Growing. And what that represents to me is, one, I'm a Christian, and in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him and He'll direct your path." So to me, I want to be able to incorporate a little bit of my faith into my videos. If I trust in the Lord, that He's going to guide me in whatever I'm doing. And I feel like I've had the desire to start this YouTube channel for a long time, but I just have not done it. You know, it's one of those things that, oh, I'll start tomorrow. But I just finally decided, you know what, I need to trust in the Lord, and I just need to go record this video. I don't expect this video to be perfect. Hopefully y'all forgive me for that. I'm trusting that the Lord will direct me on my homesteading journey, and so that I do things that would be pleasing to Him, and to also grow my faith and relationship with Him. Faith-filled growing also can be growing our food, growing my skills, growing self-sustainability or self-reliance. It could be growing my community, those around me. It could be faith-filled growing of numerous different things. Growing food, I'm sitting in front of one of my garden beds, but I wanted to have something for you to see behind me that I have. This is the only one I have that's thriving right now. I'm in the process, and you'll see in the next few videos, I'm in the process of changing and up my other ones right now. And so like the next video, you'll see me getting some of them set up, and got some garden beds on the other side of my driveway that look kind of like this one. And then I've got in my backyard on my deck, I've got some different beds, and then I've got some vertical beds. And you know, let me back up and first say, what started all this was, I guess, back in 2020, you know, when we had the big worldwide thing happen. Living on an island, you come to find out really quickly how much you rely on corporations and other businesses shipping, especially with us being here, for our food. And you know, our shelves here in Hawaii, our shelves, there were a lot of things that we did not have because we couldn't get things shipped, because, you know, companies were closed down, people were not working, or they were working at, you know, lower capacity. And it took a lot of time for us to get back to where things were, you know, before all that happened. And that was kind of my first wake-up call, that we needed to, not just myself, but Hawaii in general, I felt like we really needed to do a much better job at being more self-reliant and self-sustainable, and not relying on the mainland for most of our food. because if something like that were to happen again, you know, it's can be pretty detrimental. So that was the first step. And then I guess it was probably around 2022, I started my very first little garden, raised garden bed. I had gone to Home Depot. I had actually seen on YouTube a video of a self-wicking garden bed that you could use out of those galvanized tubs. And in the past, I should also say, in the past when I was growing up, my dad, I lived out in the country for half of my childhood, from about 8 years old to about 16. We lived out in the country, and my dad had a huge garden. And in my young adult life, I would try to grow things, and I never could. I would either overwater, underwater, and I just never could get it right. And so this YouTube video that showed the self-wicking, where it automatically, basically, you just fill the bottom up and it waters itself, I was like, oh, maybe I could do that. So I thought, well, I'm going to try that and see how that goes. So I did, and I mean to tell you, I had the best crops that come out of that tub, and it just really sparked for me. And I had one tub to begin with, and then before you know it, I'm buying another tub, and then another one, and then I had 5 of them, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to start growing all the food, you know, and finding all the little different ways. And so, one, my dad's passed. He passed quite some time ago, but it just gives me something that I can feel like I can connect a little bit with my dad, because he was a gardener, and I really never thought I would be, but I've gotten to where I really enjoy it a lot. And I hope through this channel that I'll be able to inspire some of y'all to find different ways that you can maybe garden. You might only have a balcony somewhere. Well, there's things that you can do that you can still garden a little bit, you know, even if it's just growing your own herbs, you know, for cooking. Just different things like that. And then as far as like building my skills or growing my skills, I think of that as like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I started making all of our own home bread, because, you know, I wanted to start reducing the amount of chemicals that we eat that are in our food. And so, you know, one easy way is I can make bread. You know, that's just one step. I mean, we're not perfect by no means. We definitely have some things that are probably not the healthiest, but it's, like I said, a journey. And I hope that y'all will just join me on that journey, you know, as I try to, you know, grow my skills, grow to be healthier, grow, you know, my food as much as I can. Do I think we'll be able to grow all of our own produce? Probably not on my little plot of land, but I can put a dent in it. Something's better than nothing, right? And then, hi y'all. I'm in my office, and I was just working on the video that y'all are watching right now, and I realized that when I was talking about growing skills, the only thing I really referenced was making bread. But I wanted to just tell you some of the other things that maybe future videos might have. It might be cooking something from scratch, cooking something from that I harvested out of the garden. It could be canning some of the vegetables that I got out of the garden, dehydrating food. It could also include freeze drying food. I do have a freeze dryer. I know not everybody has a freeze dryer, but maybe some people would. And so it's just going to be basically any type of skill that I can maybe relate to some type of homesteading skills. So anyway, I will let you get back to the video, and I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on that. And another aspect of faith-filled growing would be like growing my community. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, for our meat, what we've started doing is we buy locally sourced meat. We buy like a cow from a farm. We won't buy a whole cow. Because it's just my husband and I. We have bought like a quarter of a cow. And that'll last us about a year, you know, a quarter of a cow. But I know how it's been raised. I know how it's been butchered. I know that, you know, they're not pumping it full of hormones and antibiotics, and, you know, it's grass-fed. And same thing goes for our chicken. I buy those locally sourced as well, and our eggs. And so I'm just building community by building relationships with the different farmers around us, and then I hope to build community also with my garden. I'm in the process, like I said, of redoing things. So this is the only one I have that's planted out right now. You'll see in the upcoming videos, I'm in the process right now of getting the other ones reestablished. Everything had been pulled out and moved, and then my husband had built me some new ones. So you'll see those pretty soon. Where was I going with that? So I'll be producing a lot more food. So I hope to be able to give back a little bit to the community, maybe sharing it with people that my husband works with, or maybe our church family, or maybe I'll even start a little farm stand, or a little urban farm stand for produce and whatnot, you know. That's my neighbor. Sorry. Hopefully you can still hear me. The main aspect of my channel is going to be basically growing a homestead mindset no matter where you live. And so if any of what I've just said, you know, resonates with you, if it's something that you want to learn how to do. Oh, the car's gonna start. Hang on. Basically, to wrap things up, what my channel is mostly going to be about is having a homestead mindset no matter where you live, and doing what you can do with what you have. If any of this resonates with you, if you want to see what you can do wherever you live, if you don't have a lot of property, I hope that you'll follow, that you'll subscribe, like, and share with others that you might know that might enjoy my channel. I'm new at this. I'm not tech savvy as far as video. I've never video edited anything. Hopefully I can, you know, figure out splicing this a little bit together. It won't be over edited by no means. None of my stuff probably will. It'll be more long content or whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here and introduce myself, tell you a little bit about who I am, what my channel is all about, and I hope that I can inspire some of you to step out and start your own journey of some kind, of trying to live healthier, homestead wherever you are, and make little changes that will improve your life. So thank you for taking time to watch, and if you've made it this far, I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate all of you, but anyway, that's it. Thank you. Oh, the car's gonna start. Hang on.
you?
Good.
How's your day going?
Good. Just trying to record a video.
Oh, sorry, we're
You're
doing
fine.
You gotta
It's
restart
fine.
now.
No, I'll just clip it out and start over.
I'm
You know,
sorry.
it's okay.
He just said that to you. Like, I just realized that lady's over there. And I was like,
No problem.
all these stray cats.
Get rid of like the chemicals from our diet. You know, starting to have like your food be more okay. I'm waiting on the saw to go away. Maybe. I don't know if it's going to go away or not.